I'm surprised that we're still waiting on Corey, but maybe you two can play a song
we can
together.
try.
Yeah.
We can play a song? Oh, it's 7:10 already.
I
Where's
know.
Corey? Where you at?
This guy.
So this one, I wanted to do a mele that really took us to, this area or close to this area. People don't know where we are.
Somewhere near Hollywood.
So when you hear the words or the places lihue, right? So lihue in this mele, Kalena Kai, we're talking about the lihue here where Schofield Barracks is currently. And another story that I was able to learn from my ohana is that on my mom's father's side, so I have an ancestor that was the last konohiki of Anahulu. So Anahulu is an area kind of near Waialua, I believe. Did you also know that there is a tapu tapu atea?
Oh.
I believe it's in Haleiwa.
Okay.
Yeah. So the tapu tapu atea is originally in Raiatea, in Tahiti, right? And so tapu tapu atea and Raiatea is where all the canoe, the double-hulled canoe, would leave and go search for new land, and then they came to Hawaii. And then they came here. But anyway, so what happened is 1820s, of course, the missionaries come and introduce Christianity. And Ka'ahu Manu is tasked to, abolish the old religions, right? So my ancestor, who was from the Kahuna line, was practicing the old religion, specifically in Anahulu. And so our family actually moved from Waialua and Lihue and they were exiled to Kauai, where Waialua and Lihue are.
Wow.
On Kauai. So I've always thought about, these areas, and there's a song that I recorded but never released, and this was originally a chant by Iolani or Liho Liho, and music was put together by Charles E. King. So Kalena Kai. Okay. So'ono.
That
You.
was fun.
Kalei.
It's good to hear your voice in person again. I don't really get to go out and watch all my friends perform.
I know. You're just like stuck in the shop and
He just doesn't want to drive into town.
but you know what's really funny is that we all get to hear you. You know, but on a different stage.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I'm sure you folks have reached so far and wide. Yeah, with isn't that amazing?
It's the coolest thing to be able to connect with people around the world.
Yeah, through music.
Yeah. So where do you have where are your listeners? I mean any
Well, what's cool is like a lot of people from Hawaii are around the world, you know?
Sure.
So for them, tuning into stuff like this, it just brings them back to home and makes them feel great.
Yes.
I mean, it's an honor to have you here right now.
Yeah.
Honestly,
what
like,
are you talking about?
I mean, I always assume people aren't gonna want to drive up here and do it, you know.
Of course not.
But yeah, what an honor.
And then of course, I mean the connection is ukulele, right? Yeah. And I haven't had a chance to really play ukulele because I mean there's so many wonderful things to I guess grasp with Hawaiian music. I could just play, but I love, tapping in on different instruments and collaborating with, all types of genres. I mean, musicians, and sometimes I'm not, for the most part, I'm not playing the ukulele. I have others, who are accompanying me.
You're a vocalist.
I'm a
But-
vocalist.
Yeah, ukulele was always your, by your side.
It was like kind of my safety blanket, when I first started. I fell in love with the ukulele when I first heard it. I was 4 years old. Yeah, maybe three or four, through my tutu. My tutu had, one of those Duke Kahanamoku.
Oh,
I remember
yeah,
those. Yeah, kind of, inexpensive ukulele, which was good because I remember, and this is so funny, she let me put stickers on the ukulele, and the song that she taught me was Pupu Hinu Hinu. That was the first song. That was my first memory of Hawaiian music. But also, with my dad, he was performing at, the big hotel on the west end of Molokai, which was the Sheraton Kaluakoi. And we would go to listen to him all the time. So music was always around. But that connection with my tutu and the ukulele, I wanted to play the ukulele. But we never had an ukulele in the house. Dad always played guitar, the Ovation guitar. So I'm like, I don't know how to play it. I can't play that. It wasn't like, ooh, I got it. But the ukulele was something, when you're a kid and you want that, that Nintendo game or like a certain toy.
I'm just imagining on Molokai, the Nintendo is like a kamaka.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Yeah, that was for me. I wanted an ukulele. And growing up, Ka'au Krita Boys were big when they did the Fire album.
The fire.
Yeah, it's like but those were like all the boys, they were all the cool kids that were they figured out all the songs and they played it. They had a contest. I remember over at the community hall, the Metropolitan Center. I was like, wow, I want to do that. But I was a girl, the girls weren't playing ukulele. And then we had an opportunity, I think it was in 6th grade, that someone came to teach us ukulele. So I didn't really get to touch the instrument until 14.
Wow.
Yeah. And I just, try to figure it out, just, play, strum,
awesome.
and thanks to my dad and
I think just soaking it up through the years going and watching your dad as
and
a
then
young
all of a sudden he
girl.
touched me like,
Yeah, it just transfers. Came alive.
yes.
Yeah. It's like that superhero like moment where it all connects.
Yeah. But it's interesting because you think of when the early Hawaiians were picking up these instruments, like the pila, of course, the fiddle, the ukulele, the guitar. They're just rocking it, right? They just picked it up like that.
Yeah. Making up their own tunings and everything.
Yeah. So there's something inside. There's something.
Yeah, David Kalakaua was like one of the early adopters of the ukulele too.
I mean, well, our ali'i, they had the best instruments. Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
They got the best makers. Whatever you like.
Yeah, but also like they wrote good songs, which
Oh
is
my
like
gosh.
insane for like what kind of leaders
Well-
write good songs
Well,
nowadays?
the thing
None.
is, yes. So Nalani Eha, they were known for the gift of music. I mean, the four siblings, the heavenly four. That is a gift that they had. But they were also in the position, as leaders. So, when you look back at having that kind of luxury and opportunity to expose your people to the best of the best. And that's why during that time, and I was talking to, Kamakoa, a sing who was also on the album, and he was sharing with me where even the folks, I mean, you got to think when you're around during the time of the ali'i, I mean, that must have been, how cool would that have been, to be in the presence of those, individuals, and to share music. So it's a different, desire, knowing that, you're ali'i. So I guess what I'm saying is with this music, that's the intention, is as if our ali'i, are still here, right? And why not? Why not continue to honor them, honor our past, in that high regard, right? Regardless of what had happened, but we have that opportunity to do it through different ways, right? And what beautiful way to do it than music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that connects the world
Yeah, it's
together,
like, wow.
cultures, languages.
So rich. The culture is so rich. I mean, and we didn't even, I mean, I'm saying we, like me, we didn't even like scratch the surface of all the other things that, haven't been, the light hasn't been shined on yet. Yeah. Everything is all, in God's time, right? It happens in Keokua's time. So
You got
a lot of patience.
lifetime of work ahead.
It's the lifetime work. Yeah. I get excited about it. Sometimes, I get caught up in the rabbit hole too, and I'm doing genealogy, but like, ooh.
It's fascinating. I mean,
It is. And this is what I was taught too, through my ohana is like, so my late auntie Willie, who was my mom's sister, she helped raise me, and she was one of my great mentors. She was a librarian. She was an educator for 40 years. And the way she looked at, when it comes to research, especially genealogy, you have to look at the whole picture. You cannot just look at one line. You cannot just look at your family line, right? You have to look at the entirety. And that's what my other auntie Gwen would always share too. So it's important that you do your homework. Yeah. So it's
It's like investigative work.
It's investigative work. And another important thing too, especially when it comes to scholarly work, you have to make sure that you know who the author is, and perhaps their genealogy or their intention, or their,
Might be other agendas.
perspective.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
right? And I have to say, one of my favorite authors today is Noilani Arista. She published this book called The Kingdom and the Republic. And it's really interesting because she worked with the old Nupepa, the old newspapers, and made these parallels in our history. So she is a professor, of course, I think in Canada, and I believe also at Manoa in the history department. So when we look at history, she's bringing together both the Hawaiian perspective as well as the Western perspective. And she connects all the different events that happen. Like one of them was Paea, Kamehameha the First. And his way, his way of doing business, how he was really akamai, sharp, and all the different laws that are recognized, as we call kanawai in ancient Hawaii. And there's so many things that happen. It's just like so fascinating. But I like how she brings the two perspectives in our history, during the kingdom era. So yeah, going back to genealogy, it's a journey. Sometimes it gets me fueled up. Sometimes I get sad. Sometimes I get upset.
It's a long process too.
It's a long process.
I feel like you have a book inside of you.
A book? Oh, I got a book. I got a movie.
Documentary.
Yeah.
We just gotta get the right sponsor.
Oh yeah. That's always.
I was kidding. No.
Put enough
Yeah,
money
that's-
behind it, it'll happen.
Yeah, things will happen when they need to happen. I believe that. So.
The music's happening. That's always been happening with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then life happens, right? We just get so busy. It's like today, it's in multiple meetings. I'm like, whoa, it's 2:00. It's like, whoa, the day just goes by so.
Well, you got jobs now.
No, I call them. I just wear multiple papale, multiple hats. Yeah.
Back in the day, you could probably just do the musician, wake up whenever, and play a show at night.
I know, and I'm thinking like, wow, what? Oh boy, no discipline.
Yeah. I remember when it was like that for me
gosh.
too. Just wake up, practice, play whatever
Yeah.
you want, and then worry about the performance later.
Yeah, shucks.
I missed that.
If only.
Nah, but yeah, there's a lot you feel the responsibility now to.
But it's great because there's so many awesome people that are contributing, to this work. So many, including you guys. Look, get to share these stories and songs and conversation.
Yeah.
So I'm super, super thankful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to set this up in my house.
Well, it wouldn't be anything without you guys, making beautiful music.
Let's make some more music. So let's do Old Plantation. Well, we were kind of running through that earlier. So Old Plantation, David Nape, who actually was one of the students at Keoneula Reform School and became a very established composer and musician, a member of the Royal Hawaiian Band and also the Kawaihaugli Club And these, a group of these Hawaiian men and women traveled all over the world. But David Nape was he was being he was tasked to help on a song, and he met Mary Jane Montano that had lyrics and needed music to put to this song. Mekia Kealakai, who of course was a legend, the inspiration behind the Martin Dreadnought guitar. I mean, this is all the history that's been unlocked, and with the help of Kailin and others, Mekia had a saloon in Honolulu, and David Nape was there, having a few, and this song, with the lyrics, needed to have music to it, and Mekia said, "Hey, give you all the beer you want tonight. Put the music together." I think it was like, and it was something like 3 minutes. He put the melody together to Old Plantation.
Oh, Corey's here.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was just chilling, doing
How's it going?
good. How you doing?
Hi, aloha. That's my husband, Bill. Corey. Nice of you to join us. So we gotta start all over from the beginning.
Oh yeah, we recorded 4 days ago.
So good.
So yeah, let's try Old Plantation, words by Mary Jane Montano, and music by David Nape. This song is one of those classics that really, really provide that, like when somebody asks, hey, sing us a Hawaiian, like a authentic Hawaiian song. This is one of them. Just all I don't know. It's just, there's something about it that paints a picture of, that thing. When it comes to, the past, of course, the music of that time was, at the height, and all these different influences, and just the precedence that our kupuna had on music, on the way it was delivered, just the simple, this is simplicity of Hawaiian music. Old Plantation as being a home that belonged to Curtis Ward and Victoria Kamamalu Ward. Now the home is, where the Blaisdell Concert Hall is. That's where Old Plantation was. And they had this huge property, this big, I think it was like a Kentucky style home. And they had a stream, a water wheel, many palm trees. It was this beautiful, beautiful property. And what's really cool is that I would hear stories that I had an ancestor that actually lived in that home. And this is, with that story of our ali'i. And there was a time when our ali'i were on the run, during the late 1800s. So one of my ancestors was actually kept in that house to protect her. So I at one point, my husband and I lived, very close by. So we would walk that area a lot. We have a new youth center that's going to be up very shortly. The where the old Honolulu Club building was. So in that area, it's like, it seems as if I'm familiar with the place in a way, and when I hear this song, when I sing it, it takes me on this journey of ohana, of, ho'okipa, hospitality, recognizing our ancestors and how they shared these moments with dear friends, and also the arrangement of the music and how it was expressed through song. So, Old Plantation, also known as Ku'uhome. Okay? Guys. Let's do, do Ka Ipo Lei Manu. You guys done Ka Ipo Lei Manu?
I don't think we did.
Huh?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm so glad that you're pulling all these songs that we haven't featured yet. This is great.
Yeah.
I need to play more Hawaiian music. I don't really play any Hawaiian music.
What you mean? You've been playing Hawaiian music a lot lately.
Not really.
No ka Ipo Lei Manu. He mana o he aloha. No ka Ipo Lei He manu ku'uhoa, noho mai kana he manu ku'uhoa, noho mai kana Iwi o Ukaya, Kalena Kai. Iwi o Yeah. Yeah. Haina ka puana no ka lani helelo. Haina ka puana no ka lani Yee. So nice. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Oh wow. Beautiful. Mahalo.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, this song was written for Kalakaua and he never got to hear it, right? And when it's sung, through a woman's perspective and, yearning for a lover, it goes really deep. Yeah, I mean, being in her shoes. And then earlier we were talking about my ancestor, Keanolani. the daughter of Lot Kapuaiwa and Abigail Maheha. During her later years, Dowager Kapi'olani and my ancestor were very close. So Ke'anolani actually lived in the home at Puolelani in Waikiki with Kapi'olani. So there's that, also that Pilina, knowing that my tutu was around during the time that this was composed, and she, she would also be a part of that entourage that Kalakaua had in that time. And and also serving, under the society, the Halinawa society that Kalakaua had brought back, which is very so intriguing. So it's, putting that sort of outlook and thinking of my ancestors during that time, while all these things that were happening, right? All the shifts in government and the changes in language and and things of the world, right? So it's
I love
kind
that
of
it's more than just a song to you, and like how you go deep. Like the best actors will like delve into like that scene, on a deeper level, and you put yourself there.
Yeah, I try to, regardless, I mean, with these songs that come from a different time, we all have certain reasons in why we would like to share these mele. One being that we want to perpetuate it. But, for me, I've always wanted to figure out, okay, I mean, there's got to be a connection. There's got to be, right? It's like today when we meet people, there's got to be something, like we guarantee we know like the same people. That's kind of like similar. And in ways it takes time, but it's more meaningful. The song is more meaningful knowing that there was just a little thing. I mean, it makes a huge difference. So and at that same time too, my ancestor Keanolani, her last husband, went missing. He went, in old newspaper articles, they talk about him going away and never came back. Like he went up to the mountains or something, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So having that, she was never the same after that. So perhaps thinking of those certain emotions and desires, I try to put myself in the shoes of my ancestors. And it's funny because we are our ancestors, right? We have traits of them in so many ways. So you never know. You could be like, it could be that close, that feeling.
It is implanted in a way beyond. I mean, there's science behind that.
For sure.
Not the best one to explain it, but
no, that's okay. I mean, it's
very interesting.
Totally understand.
Not to derail.
Let's derail.
Oh, okay. Do you remember Kimo Henderson?
Kimo, do I remember?
Or
Kimo
no. I mean, of course you do. But yeah.
I definitely.
But I was just thinking, like, that would sound really good with you three.
Oh, I mean, any song would sound great, but that one, yes, definitely. Let's do it. Corey, do you know it? Do you know the song?
I don't know a lot of things. I'll tell you that much.
The main thing, my husband knows these songs. He should, already by now. Yeah.
How long have you guys been together?
How long have we been together? How long? Huh?
14 years.
Oh, okay.
She's testing you.
I don't know.
He's like, I don't know, a long
13
time
or-
already. Tall, handsome stud over here.
Oh.
13 years. He was close, but it's all good. Okay, so this one is this chord, yeah. What is the name of this chord?
Gotta ask,
So
I gotta
diminish.
ask Holly.
What is a diminish? F diminish?
It could be.
Yeah.
Depends on what's the bass player is playing.
Ah,
Yeah.
I
So
know.
the bass player plays any one of these notes, it could be called that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't know name of chords. I don't know the names.
Just know the
I couldn't. I
sounds,
just cool. Just make.
Just know, same thing, I know it works. So I'll do like, oh, okay.
Okay. Helen Deshay Beamer is one of my favorite composers, definitely. And her legacy is it's out there. I mean, what I mean by is it's shared in such a beautiful way through her family legacy. Her descendants, Mahi'ai Beamer, Sunbeam Beamer, Uncle Keola and Uncle Kapono Beamer. The Beamer ohana is quite prominent when it comes to Hula and Mele Hawaii. So her songs really captured my desire to continue to stick with these old songs, these Hawaiian classics. And Kimo Henderson Hula is probably one of her most famous compositions, taking us to Pi'ihonua on the Hilo side of Hawaii Island, a song that really, really reflects the idea of Hawaiian hospitality or ho'okipa, and how we just cherish. That's actually one of my favorite Hawaiian values, or they call it loinas, and this is where we would invite. I mean, you can share ho'okipa in so many ways, whether you are welcoming folks into your home or you are entering someone's home, right? There's a certain way to go about with grace in sharing those moments, and Helen Deshay Beamer really highlights those qualities in this song while dedicating it to a dear friend, Jim Henderson and his ohana, entitled Kimo Henderson Hula. All right.
I did play that song
Just
before.
effort.
You did. You played it
On
before.
ukulele. At
Hitting those high notes is like seems so like it's nothing to you, but like is that something that I mean, obviously God given, but did you work at that a lot to be able to?
Well, so it's really interesting. So I guess we all learn differently. And for me, what I worked on, and it was tough because growing up I had asthma, and I think a lot of folks who have allergies, especially in Hawaii, can relate. And so, but the thing was, my father had great lungs, and growing up in a family of, hunters and, fishermen, my dad could like hold his breath long time, as well as my uncles and my cousins, when they would go diving. And I remember as a kid, my dad would take us to the pool, the swimming pool in Kalena Kai, the community swimming pool. And that's where, everyone would go and do laps and practice. And of course, my dad was the district supervisor for Parks and Recreation, so we could go anytime, even after hours too. But he would, long ways, would go underneath and just swim and go all the way without coming up until the end. I was like, it's so effortless. And my goal was to try and do that. But also at the same time, building that capacity. And I swam. I was on the swim team just for a little bit, but because of my asthma, I had difficulties. So my dad would sing Alika, and he would be able to hold that note like forever. So I guess, through time, that was like on, I wanted to eventually beat my dad. So I figured out how to do it, how to hold that note, and kind of just extend it as long as I could. It's like grabbing all that air. It's really about control. It's about building that air from, your diaphragm, but you have this opportunity here, and it's kind of like a balloon when you squeeze that air out slowly. And that's the trick. And the same thing, in reaching those high notes, it takes a goal, that you want to reach. So that's what it was. Watching my dad, just dive and hold his breath.
That the course that you teach at Windward, that people can sign up for that all over the world, right?
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So
but it's tricky too because even though it's asynchronous online, a lot of the students want to be there. So, considering the time, So if you live, in a different time zone, it can be tricky at times. Yeah. If it's in the afternoon here. Yeah. So, but I mean, I would give them
cool
the heads
opportunity for you guys, in other places.
Yeah, it's a wonderful program. We're in great company. We got some awesome, folks who are, as well as, Kamuela. You have Jeff Peterson, Kapena de Lima teaching music production. Kumu Frank, Kawai Kapu Okalani Hewitt.
Some of the best. Amazing. Yeah.
It's a wonderful way, especially for teachers, right? Because we have a lot of tools, especially when you go to the elementary schools, you have huge inventory of ukulele, but not all teachers know how to play ukulele, right? And perhaps sometimes they're hesitant, or they don't they're shy. So this program really helps to bring that out. Yeah, because we're all in the same boat, man. we're all learning new things. And I express to them, my students, like, I learn from them too. I don't know all things when it comes to Hawaiian singing, but I can teach you what I've learned and what I've utilized through my experience, but also, looking at the Hawaiian perspective, the Hawaiian foundations, which includes Oli, of course, Hula. Like when you sing for a hula dancer, what is your approach in going about performing? What you need to include in your repertoire. The idea of really getting to know the composer behind the music, if you can. Adding that element adds so much value, as well as learning about the places in which these mele, highlight. So, like, and I've seen this across, the musicians that I've gotten to know, is we can be malihini to so many places, right? Like, even though, like, I live on Oahu, I'm still a malihini. I'm not kama'aina to this island. I'm kama'aina to Molokai. So, but the idea behind, recognizing different places and songs, and I learned this from Uncle Moon, Kaukahi, where, you perform on a different island, or in a different district, the best thing to do is, and through that ho'okipa, through that hospitality, is to try and recognize that place with a mele, right? So those things, and it's a fun course. We learn drills, like, exercises to warm up the vocals, right? Because really, in actuality, we don't learn that. We only learn by listening and just do. And
what
just
are some
play.
of the things you do to warm up?
For me, well, I have to be ready. I have to make sure that I have enough time, out of the day to dedicate in, getting ready for a show. It's not like I'm gonna, be at work and then head it to, to the gig. I have to have time to just settle. Oops, sorry, that was me.
My fault. Oh no!
Everybody looks around.
I have to have time to settle in, relax, yeah, but that works for me. And I would do some vocal exercises to, work on scales, ascending scales in the major key, any major key. He, which is really popular for Western music. But I never learned that in Hawaiian music. And, so things like that. There's so many different, drills and exercises you can do. But for me, I make sure that I don't drink coffee before I sing, because the caffeine can dry out your vocal cords. Okay. And when your vocal cords are dried up, you strain, and you're gonna really interrupt because the thing is that you only get one vocal cord, you only get one voice. So really to teach and to guide my students in that idea, where there's ways to malama your voice. It's like an athlete, right? How they train, and of course nutrition is key, but we love all our ono food, but just being mindful when you are getting ready for a performance. And the thing is, like, not all of us have those like natural gifts where we can just go bang them, but there are many of us that need that reminding that, hey, we gotta malama our voice. Like, your hands are important, right? You don't want to jeopardize that gift.
Keep it going and be fluid with whatever you're doing. Yeah, it's extremely important.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that before about caffeine. I'd assume that goes for alcohol or like anything
Oh,
that's gonna.
yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know caffeine.
It's funny though because
Try
most
that.
people, it's like I need alcohol to drink
Well, and the
to
thing
sing rather.
is, people don't realize the idea of longevity, right? How long can one person's voice be that rich if you don't take care?
Sustainable, yeah.
So just being mindful of those things that, hey, if you want to be able to sing, if you want to have a quality voice, these are things to consider. A lot of rest. Yeah. A lot of rest is good. Yeah. And, especially with Hawaiian music, you wanna make sure the intention is good, right? Because when we talk about language, talk about the usage of language, you are, that medium that shares these mele. And it's just not you sharing it in that moment. You're sharing it, a song that is way older than you. And you don't realize what else can be attached to that mele that you have to, transport. So it's great. It's great kuleana.
Beautiful.
Yeah. No fear.
Yeah.
No,
Carrying your
So-
ancestors with this voice.
Yeah.
But no pressure.
Yeah, right.
and that's why, like, Merry Monarch, you watch those halau. I mean, and it's amazing to see the continuation of these hula lineages. And the dancers are a reflection of not only their kumu, but that line. Same thing with genealogy, with, our koko, with our bloodline. Yeah. Doing the research, but making sure when you do the research, look at the whole picture. Yeah. Be open-minded. Being open-minded is a good thing.
We got to just watch that over the weekend. So beautiful.
Oh yeah, it was really great.
Is it
Yeah.
still? Is it still going on?
No,
Is it done?
it's done.
You can tell how
Yeah.
much I pay attention to stuff. I
I'm
don't pay
I'm
attention
sure
to anything.
they'll play it again.
Yeah.
We can, yeah.
You want to close us out with the last song?
Yeah, what can we do? Let's see. Could I change it up
Yeah.
and play guitar?
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Polo guitar.
What up?
I'll play the.
Oh, I hope this stays in tune. Yeah, it seems okay. I don't want to break the string. Yeah, that's it. I'd rather have it go out of tune than.
Those are pretty invincible.
Oh yeah,
Black Diamonds.
these last for decades, dude.
Nice. That's nice. Well, thanks, guys. It was fun.
Thank you.
Thank
It
you.
was a really great time.
Yeah.
Ooh. The music just feeds. Yeah. So thank you guys so much. Aloha Oe,
All right.
Thank you,
I
guys.
think it's the best version I've heard so far.
Come on. Wow. Okay. It's been a day. That was awesome.
Yep.
This album says Volume 1, so I'm hoping.
Ooh,
that...
I wonder what that means.
Looking forward to the 10th one too.
Yeah. No,
I love
you.
the stuff with strings and even the way piano is used. You know, it's like you don't hear enough piano. I don't know. It's one of my favorite albums out of the last decade.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank
Yeah.
you. I mean, I feel like we've just kind of started, this idea.